If you take people like Jay-Z and Pusha T, they made their living killing our people. So how the fuck they gonna stand up for our people? You know what I'm saying? But we forget that because we love Jay-Z's music so much. We love Pusha's music so much, right? But you think they would ever, Beyonce had the best for somebody else? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You think they would ever tell the truth? No, if they told the truth, they'd go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So you have liars. Man. Liars are now the face of our culture.
At what point do we start believing that Jay-Z is guilty of all the crimes they say he is? Like, this man has literally been accused at 100 crimes this year. And every single time y'all said, no, they just trying to take a well-to-do black man down. They just trying to tarnish his name. Well, folks, I think we've hit the end of the road. Because this man is named in official FBI documents. You can't glaze over this one. You can't say somebody money hungry. You can't say somebody out to just take him of all his wealth and status. I've been asking for the names on them Epstein files. Now you got them. Why are y'all quiet?
The moment the Department of Justice finally opened the Epstein files, everything changed fast. What had been hidden for years was suddenly out in the open. We're talking about millions of pages, secret documents, and names that many people believed would never be revealed. Within hours, the internet exploded. This wasn't quiet speculation anymore. People everywhere were reacting, sharing, and demanding answers. Before diving into the details, it's important to understand why this moment mattered so much. On January 30th, after years of delays, redactions, and vague explanations, the DOJ released the largest Epstein-related data drop ever made public. This wasn't a small update or a selective leak. It was massive. The release included millions of documents, thousands of images, and hours of recorded footage. For the first time, the public saw just how deep this situation really goes. That's why reactions were instant and intense. After waiting so long, people finally felt like the truth was no longer being held back.
Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the Act.
For many, the initial response was clear. This release was long overdue. People had waited for years, promised by Trump that the Epstein files would finally be made public after his election.
If you were president, would you declassify, you can answer yes or no to these, would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know it. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would, or at least
Do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah, I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others.
Elon Musk strongly supported full transparency. He often said that revealing the truth openly was the best way to expose problems, believing that honesty and clarity could prevent hidden wrongdoing.
I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Months passed, then years, and still nothing came out. The silence grew heavier, and people started feeling uneasy. Questions that once sounded extreme slowly became harder to ignore. Some wondered if Trump was holding back because of personal connections to Epstein. Others suspected that evidence was being quietly changed, removed, or locked away before anyone could see it. Those doubts never disappeared. They just waited in the background until January 30th. When the files were finally released, most people expected the same familiar names. Figures like Bill Gates and Prince Andrew had already been discussed countless times. But deep inside records connected to the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, several unexpected names appeared. One of them stopped the internet instantly: Jay-Z. What shocked people most was that his name was not mentioned casually. According to unsealed reports, a woman who contacted the FBI claimed that in the mid-1990s she was kidnapped, drugged, and later woke up inside what she believed was a property owned by Epstein. She stated that when she regained consciousness, Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein were present. At that time, Jay-Z was not the powerful billionaire known today. His career was just beginning, and his debut album had barely been released. This led many to ask an uncomfortable but serious question. How did a rising rapper from Brooklyn end up in the same private space as Epstein and one of Hollywood's most influential producers? The story didn't end there. Another report mentioned Pusha T, describing him not just as a guest, but as someone who helped build trust, lower defenses, and manage access. That single detail shifted the entire discussion and raised even more concern. It's important to be clear. The Department of Justice stated that Jay-Z's name did not appear in Epstein's contact lists or flight records. These claims came from FBI tips that were recorded but never proven in court. Legally, that does not equal guilt. Still, people couldn't ignore the pattern. In 2024, Jay-Z had already been named in a lawsuit involving Sean Combs tied to a serious allegation. Although that case collapsed, reports of intimidation surfaced and then quickly vanished. Now, with his name appearing again, public opinion has shifted. People are no longer asking if it's possible. They're asking how long the truth may have been hidden. That's why Kanye West's past warnings about power, control, and industry gatekeepers are being re-examined instead of dismissed.
If you take people like Jay-Z and Pusha T, they made their living killing our people. So how they gonna stand up for our people? You know what I'm saying? But we forget that because we love Jay-Z's music so much. We love Pusha's music so much, right? But you think they would ever, Beyonce had the best hit for somebody else?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You think they would ever tell the truth? No, if they told the truth, they'd go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So you have liars.
Yeah.
Liars are now the face of our culture.
Now everything seems to be connecting. People recall Kanye openly criticizing Jay-Z and Beyoncé, speaking about betrayal, control, and loyalty within the music industry's inner circles. Back then, his words felt emotional and messy, like personal drama. But now they appear to hint at deeper issues behind the scenes.
They can't control you, they can't. They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
No, not you, man.
But they can't control me.
No,
You see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight.
With these files now public, people are looking back at Kanye's past comments in a new way. What once sounded random or emotional now feels more deliberate. Still, the situation is complicated. The DOJ released unverified tips and logs, which allows them to say nothing has been proven. That may be legally correct, but it shifts attention toward famous names while powerful figures remain hidden. As debates grew, Jay-Z's public presence subtly changed. Rumors spread about deleted content, quiet damage control, and strained connections. This also sparked uncomfortable questions about Beyoncé. There's no evidence behind those theories, but once doubt appears, it spreads fast and refuses to fade.
Thought the downfall of Diddy was something. The downfall of Jay-Z is going to be something. Jay-Z is working overtime right now to make sure his empire won't crumble apart. Because we're not going to act like he wasn't named in the Epstein files. Hello? As soon as he was naming the Epstein files, they gonna take all the posts down and everything. He probably seen it and made some calls. Was like, nah, get that shit removed right now. Sending mad bread out, sending mad money out. Like, whatever is done in the dark will come to the light.
Jay-Z apparently wiped his Instagram account after being named in the files.
What made Epstein's operation so powerful was secrecy. It relied on hidden information, pressure, and leverage. Emails released in this dump suggest he carefully recorded everything, not just for memories but as protection. That raises a tough question. If Jay-Z's name is appearing now, is he being exposed or used as a diversion? History shows that when scrutiny grows, systems often offer up famous figures to shield more powerful players. This is why some believe Jay-Z and Pusha T are only part of a larger story. Nothing has been proven legally, but culturally the impact is real. Once trust breaks, it never fully returns, and the questions keep coming.
Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is not implicated in any of these files. Ye is the one who is canceled. Ye is the one the media is calling evil. Ye is the one who they are demanding an apology from. Are they demanding an apology from Jay-Z? Jay-Z is now allegedly implicated in these files published by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI has now listed Jay-Z here, next to Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Why is there not the same demand for Jay-Z to apologize?
The one person we call crazy, we call a lunatic, we call bipolar, we say he belongs in a mental health institute. Somehow that person is the only person we don't see in these Epstein files. We don't see with nasty allegations towards his name. Now, Jay-Z to me, and here's why I think it's cooked, okay? Even though the allegations are unsubstantiated, because these are just, tips coming through a hotline, fortunately for Jay, the world already wants to believe these allegations. So there's nothing Jay can do to really convince people that he's not guilty. So when your name is wrapped up in these files, kiss your public reputation goodbye, man.
At this point, the bigger issue isn't about deciding whether Jay-Z is guilty or innocent. The real concern is what this release suggests. If the DOJ allowed his name to surface publicly, and if Kanye's past claims about industry figures being used as pawns hold weight, then the reach of Epstein's network may be wider than many believed. It may have touched music, politics, and technology alike. That leads to an unsettling thought. Who hasn't been named yet, and why? History shows these stories rarely stop with one reveal. When pressure builds, exposure usually spreads, and the fallout keeps growing long after the first files appear.